Welcome back to Blueprints. I'm Akinar, and this is day 46. Yo, that's kind of an important number, guys, isn't it? I wish, or I feel like I should have a speech prepared or something, especially after last time we got to read Herbert's last will and testament, all of its magnificent vocabulary, hereunto and theretofores and whatnot. So I don't have a speech prepared, but I do have some things that I want to accomplish today, and one of those is actually very related to the number 46. So hopefully that is going to play out well for us. Day 45 was great. We got a Sigils trophy, and we got to solve 8 realms in 8 months. It was a great bit of accomplishment. So now, accomplishment? It was a accomplishment. Something like that. There it is, though, the Trophy of Sigils. 9 trophies now on our list. So we turn the page, though, to day 46, and I've been thinking of some different things that I want to accomplish. We have, obviously, our blue tents now. We would like to be able to read some blue memos on rank 8, which I completely forgot about on day 45. Had some other things on my mind. Interestingly, I do see that we have a sledgehammer. So one of the things I want to do today is draft a shrine. That sledgehammer may come in handy with the drafted shrine if we do get that for ourselves. We have a detector shovel as well, which is nice. But so getting a shrine is one of the things I want to do. But before we talk about that, I did also want to mention the fact that I have started going through some notes review. In particular, what I've been reviewing are room directories or room directory entries. One of the things that we have learned in recent days is how important room directory descriptions can be. The gallery had several hints in each of the puzzle room descriptions. Those turned out to be very, very significant. The other big one recently that if I had paid a little bit closer attention to it, I might have realized that the mechanarium was probably a pretty likely suspect when it comes to a sanctum key location. Fortunately, that one is now in the rear view, and just as a side note, you all have explained to me the intricacies of the mechanarium mechanics. The fact that it depends. I had asked some questions, some yes or no questions about whether the mechanarium counts itself and whether a certain number of doors needed to be open. And those are actually kind of tough to answer as yes or no questions because of the way that the mechanarium ultimately works, which depends on what rooms are around it. If or not around it. If there are, like we drafted on day 45, if it's surrounded by rooms like this, then none of the exits are going to be draftable, and therefore none of those doors need to be opened. None of those doors need to be counted as a door that's opened by a mechanical room being present in your house. And those exits are the doors that are prioritized normally before the diagonal doors, the corner doors. So if those are all ruled out, then the only doors to open are the corner doors. And so because we drafted it in this position, we actually only needed I think 5 total mechanical rooms. One for the mechanarium, which, it is the door that you go in, counts as the mechanarium door. And then the rest of the doors that open up are dependent on the other mechanical rooms in the house. So we had more than enough in this circumstance to open the door that we needed to get that sanctum key. So I understand now how the mechanarium works. I did not previously because it's a blind playthrough, and you all are great at keeping me in the dark and trying your best to answer my yes or no questions, even though they may not be posed in the best fashion, lacking full knowledge as I do at times. Well, pretty much all the time before I actually know a thing. So that is that lesson. Those couple lessons have taught me, you know what? Maybe it's a good idea to start going back through these room descriptions. start rereading and see what things, what details you might have missed, because often enough, these room directory entries are not just flavor or extra lore to add to the game. They're part of the puzzle solving process. So some of the things, I have noted a couple different things which we may go through in a future notes review video, but I have been quite busy lately and I'm not sure I'm going to get to do that. So I haven't gone through all of these room directories just yet. I think I'm up to like the first 24 rooms is all I've gone through so far. But in those first 24 rooms, one of the things I have realized is I reread the rotunda. The rotunda was a very interesting description here because it talks about a fitting function for a room named rotunda, which means clockwise room in Eurasian. The rotunda means clockwise room. R-O-T is clockwise. Has to be, doesn't it? R-O-T has to be clockwise, which means T-O-R has to be counterclockwise. That seems like the most straightforward, logical deduction that you can make from that, which means that our castle puzzle, I don't have it pulled up here directly. I should have had my castle notes ready, but I can bring up the spreadsheet here. I do have that shortcut. And if we go to our 6 add 6 Tor lore et, well, I had this big question mark. What does Tor mean? I think I know what it means now. I think I know what it means. Now, at the same time, knowing that it means counterclockwise, that still doesn't, I still don't know what to make of the message. Because, okay, great, counterclockwise, cool. Counterclockwise on what? Upon what rotational circular surface, or I don't even know what. It probably is something circular, but what and where are we supposed to be rotating counterclockwise? Presumably, this numbering here, I'm hoping this is Roman numerals. This 6, that's the only thing that makes sense, is for this to be Roman numerals. And then you add 6, and then that's the number of degrees that you go counterclockwise. Maybe? But then, why is word here? This is the Eurasian word for word, and then this is the Eurasian word for east. So what does that mean? Counterclockwise word east. Huh? I still have questions. But I, at the very least, I think have a little bit more information for that ongoing puzzle. File that one away for later. Today, however, the main event, or the main goal, I think, is going to involve the shrine for a couple reasons. We have several clues now that, well, we have this antechamber clue is the one that I'm most interested in. The one that when we put the antechamber in the outer room, we got this note about the scepter, the stone, the crown, and the throne. And it sure looks like the cursed coffers that's displayed here. Maybe it's not, because it does look like there's maybe some foliage around here. So this could be, this may not be a really small, or this may not be a box the size that you can hold in your hand. It could be like, I don't know, a tomb or a coffin, a large stone coffin. It does have those dimensions. And maybe if I were to go, I wonder if I should actually, do I have a picture of this somewhere? I just had an idea on the spot about looking at, I would have to go to, it would be here, but I don't think I have any screenshots of oh, I do. Okay, so I do have sort of a screenshot of the tomb where Herbert is laid to rest, supposedly. I have some ideas about Herbert's supposed death. I kind of want, I've seen some, maybe we'll go to that in a moment here because we kind of segued into this before I was thinking of talking about it, but I'm not so sure that Herbert is dead, guys. But that beside the point, I wondered if maybe these tombs, I don't have a clear, I wonder if, I kind of need to go back to the tomb. We also have this note, the Lady Epson's note that I failed at trying to decode last time. This probably is the kind of thing that I need to spend its own video going over. I don't want to work on that today, but I need this to be either its own video or a separate notes review session that I do off camera, just thinking through the ins and outs of this note and trying to decode it. So anyway, the note regarding the stone, scepter, crown, throne, is this a tomb or is it the cursed coffers? One way or the other, I think I want to try to open those cursed coffers and just see what happens. I know the game's warning me not to do it, but hey, you put a box in the game and when you tell me not to open it, that kind of makes me want to open it. The other thing, though, that I have realized involves the treasure trove. And I think what we're going to try to do, let's talk about it right now. I get nervous about talking too much at the start of an episode and not just drafting, but we got to talk about these things, guys. This is the kind of game that we're dealing with here. We have to talk about the realizations that we have in a puzzle game like Blueprints. So, the treasure trove. The treasure trove is one that I have been nudged about before. It's been quite some time since I got this nudge, but there was the nudge given to me that the treasure trove is more important than you think. That was basically all that was said. The treasure trove is more important than you think. Okay. And I haven't quite known what to make of that. We've just been going through the treasure trove. We've been getting as many of these notes and memos and rules about sigils and stuff in trunks in the reservoir, all sorts of different bits of information that have been helpful, but some of them we've known already. And I've been, of course, we've been collecting a bunch of gold from the treasure trove. It's been a good room, but I haven't quite found anything yet from it that fits in the overall big puzzle solving picture until maybe now. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. That was one that we found, I think, on day 26. The true treasure of the trove is not in the house. It's not in the house. When I first read this, I thought, okay, what is that referring to? It could be referring to anything that's just not in the house. It could be referring to like the giant reconstruction of, I don't remember what the castle is called. Is it Reddington Castle? But looks like there's a huge castle ruins that's below the estate in some big chamber or cave that we've not been able to reach as of yet. We've only seen it through a window. Is that the true treasure? I thought. Then we had another note here, I think on day 33. And I had totally forgotten about this one because I really had no idea what to make of it when I first read it. It's a red memo. And it's not handwritten, and it's not in a box that, we don't have any rule that says red memos should be believed if they're not handwritten or in any other circumstance. So this red memo should be false. So what does it say? The true treasure of the trove is not in this room. Well, if that's false, the true treasure of the trove is in this room. And I finally realized this off camera. This finally came to me like, oh, that's what this is trying to say. It's trying to tell me in the treasure trove is where the true treasure is. But then you circle back to the first note and it's like, wait a second. Don't we have a contradiction here? You just told me the true treasure of the trove is not in the house. How could those two things be true at once? How can the true treasure be not in the house, but also in the treasure trove? Well, I'm a dingus right now. I am so sorry, guys. I have not had my notes on screen. I am just, oh my God. Epic fail. Hopefully you followed my description there. I don't know how long I didn't have the notes on screen. I apologize for that. But I've been talking here with the shrine in the background. I was going to dramatically reveal the shrine going back to the room directory because if the true treasure is not in the house, but it's also in the treasure trove, well, how would that work? It would work if you have the treasure trove outside the house, if you can actually put it in the outer room. So it's outside the house. And how can you do that? You can do that with a Blessing of the Monk, which, by the way, takes 46 coins on day 46, maybe, if we can get a shrine. All right, so that's what I'm sorry for the fail there with my display capture, and these things happen sometimes. But one additional note that is interesting, if we do get that treasure trove outside, you will need a key to obtain the true treasure of the trove. So that's an interesting additional wrinkle here. We've read this, and I hadn't quite known what to make of it yet, but apparently you're going to need a key to open something when you actually get the treasure trove out in the outer room? Question mark? Question mark? We will see how it goes. Let's start drafting. We're not going to draft the outer room first because I want to get either some dice or some stars to help us get the shrine. That's going to be our goal. I think I like putting the spare master bedroom up here at the top of the entrance hall, and then we draft a few rooms and come back to that and get a bunch of steps. That seems like a good plan to me. Let's put that over there. It also just gets us kind of away from the entrance hall. I love how that feels. Or up into rank 3. And then let's actually go to the east. Let's go to the east. All right. Well, we've already drafted one of our bedrooms here with the nursery. So, and we're also starting the day with 70 steps like we always do. So steps are just, kind of whatever. The closet could get us dice. But I think I'll take the doors. I was hoping to get a den. We have 2 dens in the pool. Where's my den at? But I'll take a pantry here. And now that that's a pantry, I'm not going to go in that direction because I would like to get that 3rd gem as soon as possible. Wow, interesting. Well, I can get dice, and maybe I will settle for the dice here because I might need them, but I could also take the corridor just to get as many doors as possible. We still don't have a foundation, and someone had an interesting theory about the repellent spray. Maybe because we used the repellent spray on the bedroom on that day after repelling the foundation, maybe like it's like a little repellent spray penalty box or something where only one room can go in the penalty area. So putting the bedroom in there bumped the foundation out of the penalty box, to borrow a hockey phrase. So I don't know. We may get the foundation later today. But do I want the guy's bedroom here? I don't like cutting off my routes here too soon. I'm going to take the corridor. Let's take the corridor and let's draft over to the hall or to the west wing, the corner. Let's just keep the doors going. Okay. Conservatory. I would like a conservatory, but I also need gems. And I think getting the parlor to start our day. There's nothing in the coat check for us. We did not leave anything in there. So, like, the conservatory is always fun to fool with rarities, but I need gems. I need to start the draft on the right foot here. It's just that you only get so many chances to draft that conservatory in a day. But, there have been quite a few days where the conservatory has offered us choices where I'm like, I don't even care about changing these rooms. So sometimes the conservatory feels awesome. Sometimes it just feels meh. I'm going to take the parlor. I'm going to do it. Gems. Gems. Let's get started on the right foot, gems-wise. Okay, logic time. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, the blue box says, this is the only true box. It could be true, could be false. We don't have to have more than one. We do have to have at least one. The gems are in the other box with a true statement. Okay, hold off on that one there. Hold off on that one. One of the other boxes is true. One of the other boxes is true. Well, I think if we were to say that the blue box is true, Let's start with supposing that the blue box is true. This is the only true box. That would make the other two false. So this one would be false. One of the other boxes is true. What makes that statement false? Would it have to be none of the other boxes are true, right? Because you could, if both of these other boxes were true, you could still have a true statement here, right? If both of these were, well, no, you actually couldn't, because then you'd have a contradiction for the parlor game, because you couldn't have three trues. I think one way or the other, if the blue box is true, this has to be false. Or is that true? Yeah, because this has to be the only true box. These would both have to be false. So if this is false, that means that none of these are true. But then we have a contradiction. So that means this cannot be true, I think. I think this has to be false. So if this is false, then the false, which is supposed to be the I never know if it's converse or inverse, or I've never gotten good enough at learning those fundamental logic things, which I should be, because I am a logical thinker, but there's some details that I never have ironed out. But I think to say that this is false means that this is not the only true box. Now that implies that this box is true. But then, wait a second. We just said it's false. So, this is the only true box. I think you have to say that this is just straight up false. Does that mean though that this is, I think this one has to be true, because if this is false and this was also false, we said that if this was false, then none of these are true, which means they would all three be false, which you can't have. So I think this one has to be false and this one has to be true. That means that this is true. The gems are in the other box with a true statement. I think the gems are in the black box, right? I think that has to be the case. Because if you do it the other way around and you start by saying, well, let's assume that the black box is false, meaning that neither one of these are true, we end up with a contradiction. This has to be true. And if one of these other ones is true, this one has to be the false one. I think all roads lead to black having the gems, right? The gems are in the other box with a true statement. I think that makes sense. And I would have been pretty flabbergasted, actually, if that had not made... If there had been no gems in that box. So far, knock on wood, we have not opened a box with 0 gems in it. Hopefully that will continue. All right, what I will continue to do, though, is draft doors. Because I don't care about coins. I care about coins, but I don't at the same time. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Let's draft the chapel. Anything in the chapel to pick up? Not today. Let's draft above the chapel, and then maybe we'll do a dead end to the right. There we go. That's the room I wanted. Observatory. I wanted basically to get the first observatory that I could, because that would give me an inkwell. I think we ended the day at 49 stars, correct? I'm taking the observatory here, I think. Come hell or high water, I am doing it. Because I think that gets us 50 stars. It does. So that gets us an inkwell. Let's take it before we do anything else. Now, I have received a nudge, which I have not checked the follow-up. I asked a follow-up question on this comment, and I haven't checked it yet. I just remembered. But somebody has nudged. It was a bit of a confusing nudge for me, and maybe I should check to see if there's been an answer to it. But the nudge had to do with, you know, maybe it might be worthwhile to not spend your stars after getting an inkwell. And I wasn't sure if that meant to get an inkwell on a certain day, like today, and then try to go get like another observatory or a starfish aquarium and get more stars while you still have an inkwell, but don't use them. And then something happens, question mark? Or did they just mean, hey, keep letting your stars get higher to, you know, the higher 50s or maybe 60s, and maybe there will be some cool reward that we get at some point that I haven't allowed our star total to blossom far enough or reach a high enough total for us to be able to benefit from just yet. I guess I will go ahead and draft this room next to the... Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it yet, because what I want to do is I want to go straight to get a shrine. I want to go straight to the shrine. And, moment of truth here. Moment of truth. We have a sledgehammer. Am I going to do it, guys? I think I'm going to do it. Maybe the game won't let me do it. I feel like it will, though. But let's see if we get a shrine, first of all. Let's see if we can get that locked down. Because I have not yet selected my Banner of the King. Like, if I was going to... I was hoping that we wouldn't have to choose until we got an observatory and then a Blessing of the Monk. Shrine plus Blessing of the Monk. And then we could set our color to black again so we could get a treasure trove. That's my goal. Let's see if we can do that. Okay. Didn't even have to spend a star, guys. Didn't even have to do it. Boom. Easiest shrine of, well, day 46. We'll think about that for just a second. First, before we do anything else. What day are we on again? Do I have to keep clicking this? I thought I could, like, just hold down the mouse. I gotta click it. Spam, 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 spam. Day 46. 46 gold on day 46. Give me that Blessing of the Monk again. Por favor. 5 days of Blessing of the Monk. Got that locked down. Okay, cool. Now, oh my god. I mean, the reason that I think that this is the note, or that this is what is shown in the note, is this little hand here. And I think the other symbols match too. It looks like the same set of symbols that we have on the note. I think they're identical. Sure looks like they're identical to me. The game seems to be hinting at open the cursed coffers. Like, it doesn't, on the one hand, it's like, are you sure you want to do this? But on the other, it kind of is giving you a hint. Like, this box is kind of important. You need to do something with it. And we've also learned from putting the foundation in the outer room that even if you think things aren't going to be okay, things will be okay. One way or the other, you're not going to be able to break your game file. If you make it a little harder on yourself, so be it. Maybe a lot harder on yourself. So be it. We're playing a game here, guys. We got to do what's in the game. Cheeks clenched. Here we go. Interestingly, nothing has happened so far. Interestingly, nothing has happened so far directly. There's a very interesting looking statuette here holding a knife with a, is that a bird mask? Caca. Interesting. We did not immediately, if we have opened Pandora's box, we have not immediately been set upon by the curse of curses, right? We don't have like the big cursed icon that we had when we tried to take back our gold from the shrine, from the coffers over there. So I don't have to pick this up. But of course I have to pick this up. Yo, seriously. That ominous feeling. Better think before proceeding. Like, really? Why are they being so insistent on this? It must be bad, guys. It must be pretty bad. Would you give me the damn cursed idle or whatever the hell it is already. I clicked it again and it did nothing. What? Hello? There it is. You foolishly picked up the Deadly Stone Cursed Effigy. Curse mode is now unlocked. Also, you are cursed. You can now select curse mode when starting a new game file. What? Okay, screenshot. The Cursed Effigy. It does look like one of the I've been playing a little Slay the Spire lately, like probably a lot of you, and also the sequel that is out now. So, caca is kind of on my mind. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it makes me think of. So, I can see maybe that's what they had in mind when whoever sculpted this effigy was playing too much Slay the Spire. Cursed mode, huh? Okay, well, there it is. I mean, we knew cursed mode had to be a thing. Okay, and it also does give us a curse. All right. I mean, okay. We've done this before, guys. We've done this before. This is not too bad. This'll be fine. We already drafted the chapel before we got cursed. Oh, except... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I take it all back. Except I can't... If I take it all back, I'll probably be double cursed. No, it got rid of my Blessing of the Monk. Ah. Bro. So that is actually kind of a curse. I could put up with the restrictions on our draft. That's no big deal. I don't mind that whatsoever. Did I do the wrong order here, guys? Because now I've lost my Blessing of the Monk. Should I have done this second? Should I have picked this up first? And then done the Blessing of the Monk? And, oh my god. Maybe I should have just not done these on the same day altogether. Interesting. Interesting. Well, crap. Because now, there goes my game plan for the day. If we don't get a... Okay, here's what we'll do. Let's just keep drafting. Let's keep drafting. Let's just go maybe a little bit speed draft mode. And what we'll do is we'll try to get an experiment as soon as we can. Security room, show yourself. And I guess to make that happen, I don't have a reason to pick black now. If I cannot, if today I'm not going to be able to put, I'm not going to be able to put the treasure trove in the outer room tomorrow because I have no Blessing of the Monk anymore. Boo. Boo. So, we might as well draft a security room, right? So let's take blue rooms. And also we're cursed, so we don't want to draft the other rooms anyways. There we go. But Banner of the King for the win. So, oh, wait a second. I also lost, bro, I lost 50. Is that what just happened? Did I lose 50 steps or something? I'm down to 12 steps. Well, you know what? I might get my wish because I was kind of thinking to myself, you know, maybe I just want to end this day now. And maybe I just want to end the other day after it because I all of a sudden don't really want to... I want to get my Blessing of the Monk ASAP. That was the goal for today. And now that's not happening. I need all the steps I can get all of a sudden. Maybe I should have gone in the spare master bedroom. I might be coming back to the spare master bedroom pretty soon. Yo, what the hell? I guess this draft doesn't want to cooperate today, huh? I could redraw here if I wanted. But I have been told maybe I'm not supposed to spend stars. You know what? I'm going to quickly check. I'm going to quickly check my comments here and see if there was a reply to my question on the comment regarding star totals. Because now I'm curious to know if we should do anything. It might not have been... I don't know, the nudge. I don't know. Like, it's a blind playthrough, guys. So I don't know what you guys know. I don't know if it was a good nudge or a bad nudge. I just know it's something that I have been nudged about, and I have not received a reply. So I don't know if I had those follow-up questions, and I just don't know. So my instinct here, if I were just trying to draft you know, normal, I would probably use a redraw to try to get some doors. Now the walk-in closet could have a cupcake, which I kind of need right now. So maybe I should take the walk-in closet just for that. Let's do that. Let's not spend stars. If this draft ends soon, if the draft ends sooner rather than later, so be it. Oh, that was 2 dice. Nice. Dice are nice. We love our dice. If this draft just isn't meant to be, because not only did we get cursed, but it took away all our steps. That's insane. Oh, this cursed effigy, yeah. Go away. I'm going to the spare master bedroom. The metal detector is still... Yep, okay, another coin. Cool. Cool. Man. Spent all our coins, too, and everything. Spent all our coins. I mean, I need doors. I'll take the den. I'll take the den. You ever have that feeling, guys? Probably, if you've played this game, you've felt this moment where all of a sudden you were like, I don't know if I feel like drafting today anymore. Not so sure I'm feeling the draft all of a sudden. Not so sure I'm feeling this one. So I might go in, maybe we'll do speed draft mode here, especially if I get like a stopwatch. It's so unusual for me. I'm always so deliberate. Deliberative. Deliberate on trying to make the best decisions to optimize the draft. But I'm kind of feeling a little bit like moving on with this what could have otherwise been a momentous day 46 has turned into maybe I'm ready to move on with my life. Maybe I'm not so sure that I want to keep going. This could get us an experiment. Boiler room could get us an experiment. Let's do it. And we'll point our power over to the right. After I actually activate. Man, it annoys me though that I didn't check for a blue memo, a hidden blue memo in, I mean, it's not going to be here, right? Today. It was on rank 8 yesterday. I had my chance to look for a blue memo, a hidden blue memo, presumably buried. Are the blue memos going to be buried in the rooms that you draft on rank 8? Is that how that's going to work? Don't tell me. No, not red rooms. I can't be losing steps now, guys. I can't be doing it, but I might have to. Well, I don't have to. I don't have to do anything that I don't want to do. I could just take a dining room here. Maybe I'll redraw. I'll use one of my dice here. Because I just want to get security. Cool, that works. Security is fine. I'll take it. And now there's a security keycard door there, but that's good. That because we actually do have a keycard today. So let's go ahead and oh my god, curses. Goddamn curses. I am cursing this game at the moment. Or cursing me. Like I could have taken the restriction on my draft, but you had to go and boot my Blessing of the Monk. You had to do it. Gosh dang it. Security menu. Let's do our experiment though. If we get some crates online, a crate experiment, the great crate experiment, then I will be at least a little bit happier. I guess we keep requesting magnifying glasses. Although, we know that mechanical rooms, I don't need to draft mechanical rooms now. I was thinking for a second, like, I remembered that an electromagnet helps me get mechanical rooms. And we need a brass compass for an electromagnet, right? Right? I'm probably still screwing that up. But, like, if we want to do more experiments with crates, then getting mechanical rooms ASAP help with that. But we'll keep getting a magnifying glass. Remote terminal access, please. I didn't talk about my Herbert being my Herbert being dead theory, or maybe not being dead theory. Let's go to the email here for just a second, because I remember something. I remembered something from when I was doing my starting some notes review. I was looking through the emails that were in security. But it's not security that I need. It's the office. Okay, if we get an office today, let's see if I remember to check the emails in the office. Because there is something curious there, and there's also something curious in one of the room descriptions that I might talk about as well. But I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted, guys. We need to do experiments first. Experiments, please. Oh, hold on. One thing at a time. Let's check staff announcements. I did forget about that. Staff announcements. Do we have anything new today? We do. New staff announcement. Not that button. Sorry. That's my my screenshot button. I think the announcement board here is slightly more convenient as it's a way for the entire staff to contribute without us doubling down on information or bombarding Simon with dozens of holiday well wishes. Yeah, I'm cool with the staff announcements being our little, I guess, extra repository of knowledge from the staff. Because yeah, I can check it at any of the terminals. I just need you all to send me some good information, like telling me that the cursed coffers, while not game breaking, would get rid of your blessing of the monk. You hadn't thought about that eventuality now, did you? Come on, Simon, get your head in the game. Caw. Okay, let's go to network login. No, what am I doing? What am I doing? What do I need here? I need to go. I'm at the network login. Remote terminal access. That's what I need. Oh my god. I'm all out of sorts. I'm feeling all out of sorts. At least. Just give me some crates. Help me. Help me have some enthusiasm for this draft. Although with 11 steps, maybe the draft gods are saying, pack it in. Let's see if they confirm that here with our experiment options. They did give it to us. Okay. And they also gave us each time you unlock or bypass a security door, and there's one right next to us. Bro, and we just turned up the security level. Easiest experiment of my life. Let's go. Cool. Okay, security doors. We want security doors. We're cursed. We need to remember that we're cursed. Because, like, rooms like... Although blue rooms are more likely now. I was thinking ahead to things like the courtyard. The courtyard is a green room that more often than other rooms has security doors. But drafting green rooms today is going to cost us gems. Drafting hallways is going to cost us keys. But we are getting offered a whole bunch of... We are getting offered blue rooms at an increased offering rate. So, we'll see how this plays out. Let's go ahead and draft here in spite of the power this is going to make the dark room more likely, and I don't want the dark room loses us all of the things that we don't want to lose. So I might have to use, we've got an inkwell if we have to. Worst comes to worst, we can use an inkwell here. See, I knew it. I knew that was going to be the first freaking room offered to me. I don't want to take a dark room, but I also want to draft down the east wing if I can help it. Maybe I draft. Maybe I'm too anxious about drafting the entirety of the house too often. Maybe I should just go with the flow here and take the break room. It's such an OP room that we all love. And maybe we're gonna have to end our day sooner rather than later. So having a break room right here when we need it. But I also want to be opening security doors. You know, that might be a reason to take the dark room, because security doors could be more likely in the dark room, although it's only going to be the one direction. There's not going to be one leading down to rank 3. This is going to cost me a key, a gem, a coin, and a step. I don't love it. And I'm also not going to be able to see anything other than the power being routed. I don't want it. I'm going to redraw. I don't want it. What I will take though is a dining room. Perfect. Okay, cool. First crate out of the way. Metal detector going off because of our lunchbox. Let's see if we can fill out our base and get some steps in the process. A workshop? Okay. I think I'll take the workshop. It won't have a security door on the other side. I'm close to running out of steps, though. Like, maybe what I need to do here... yeah. Broken lever. I'm close to running out of steps. And I'm not likely to get a kitchen because I put a blue buff in place. But I have enough steps to get back to the dining room. And as soon as we get to rank 5, we're going to get some more steps from the lunchbox. So we're not in dire straits here. I just can't draft a red room. Or I actually can't draft a bedroom that's not a nursery. Because then I'll lose another step. We'll see how this goes. Maybe now we take... I don't want to spend 2 gems on an office. I might just take the mailroom. I think I want that over a reading nook. Like, the key might be helpful, but I'm kind of feeling like we're close to wrapping this draft up. And maybe jumping into a new one. So I think I will just settle for the mailroom here. And not even go in unless I can clearly see an item that's going to help me. Sometimes the mailroom does have items, but I'm not going to spend the extra step here when I can ill afford to waste steps. Let's go this way. We need to get to rank 5. That's my last key, by the way. Okay. Now, if I take a break room here, I'm getting more keys. I could think about taking a drawing room to give myself more options in terms of doors, but I kind of need keys now, and I don't think we're going to get key card doors from the drawing room. So break room has to be the pick here, I think. It's also a tomorrow room. If our draft is really winding down, then we at least add another key for tomorrow with our clock tower. Hopefully there's a couple keys in here. Not a silver key, please. 1 + 4 squared is 2. Nope, there's a minus 15 here. Whoops, hold on. You square when you're there. So we have 1 squared is 1. Plus 4 is 5. Square that, you get 25. Minus 15, you get 10. Okay, now we square after each division. We start with 16, and then we divide by 4. And then we square again to get 16. This is so weird. Wait a minute. Yeah, and then you divide 16 by 4, and then you square to get 16. What? So we're ending up with 16. Funny joke. Funny joke, game. Nice one. You guys hard-coded that one in, didn't you? How many of these are actually... They might all be hard-coded, and they just show up when they show up on whatever day you've happened to draft the break room. Squaring after subtraction, we'll start by adding 5 and 10, which is 15. Then we subtract 20, which gives -5, but then we square it to get positive 25. We subtract 20 to get positive 5. We square it to get positive 25, and then we divide by 5 to get 5. Did I do that right? They're playing some games with us today, man. The whole game is fucking with me. Yeah, of course you were gonna use one of those keys right away, weren't you? Of course you were. Of course you were. I already got my experiment going. I don't need... I need security doors, not freaking... God damn it. Am I gonna tail it? I don't want to stop here if I can help it. But... I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll just take a planetarium. It's a tomorrow room. I'm feeling like the draft is winding down. I'm kind of like, whatever happens, happens. I don't really care at this point. I don't even care anymore. Planetarium it is. I'll take my die, though. I might need that. That's worth the 2 steps. Okay. All right. I hope I don't sound too salty here, guys. I'm still having fun. But I did get thrown for a loop. And I kind of, you know, I had tried to mentally prepare myself for being thrown for a loop. And having some really dire restriction to my draft. Which ended up not happening. So I'm, like we've experienced this thing before, right? And I'm wondering if this is what curse mode actually is. Just playing the entire, you start your save file with this online. That has to be what it is, right? You start with that as your restriction. But maybe it's worse than that. Don't tell me. Red rooms, no. No, the archive could, I say that, the archives though could have security doors. So you know what? And these are, they're, well, no, but one of them is not gonna be a security door. Weight room when I'm at 12 steps. I think I take the archives. Because maybe 2 of them are security doors. We did turn the security level to high, did we not? I'll take the archives here. I know it loses a bunch of shit, but you know, what are you gonna do? Dang it, that's not a security door. Do I want to shut off the power? Nah, I don't care. It's not a security door. No. Wait, this one is? Wait, why is this one a security door? It's going to rank 3. Okay, I was not expecting that. That sort of contradicts the rules of what I thought was possible. I thought that doors or ranks 1 through 3 were not locked at all. But I guess I don't quite understand the wrinkles here, because I thought that this door leads to rank 3, therefore it must be unlocked. That's obviously not the case. All right, at least we get another crate out of the way. Cool. This is probably a furnace. In the best case scenario, it's a shop or a laundry room. But the laundry room, well, the laundry room, oh, but it's not a laundry room because it doesn't cost a gem. It's the furnace. No, but it's not the furnace because it's not rare. So it's also not a laboratory because it doesn't cost a gem. It's probably a dark room. Either a dark room, yeah, dark room is the standard one, right? So it's a dark room. Okay. I'm just gonna take a code check here. Just draft as many tomorrow rooms as possible. Let's give ourselves those keys to start the next day. Fine by me. Get the crate out of the way. That's the main event. Am I, let's check in our cursed effigy. Boom. I should probably check something right now, because I'm not gonna make it back to the code check. I don't think we're just drafting what we can draft. If we get steps, cool. If not, our draft is over, and maybe I make it back to the break room and call it a day. That would probably be the ideal, right? Start the next day with a key card and keys. I hate this. I hate that I lost my Blessing of the Monk. I wonder if I could overwrite it though. Is it possible that I could overwrite it? I kind of want to try. But let's go ahead and check a... Nah, I mean, I don't really care about checking any of these, do I? None of these are important enough. I'm just going to leave the code check empty. Am I? A detector shovel's at least nice. 2 more steps. We still have enough to make it back to the break room. I'll check the detector shovel. I'm not checking that cursed effigy though. Get that thing away from me. That thing can caw. I never want to see it again. I guess we're going this way. Let's go this way, because maybe there's more security keycard doors this way. Probably the break room again, right? Or the dark room. But I mean, maybe we should take a dark room, right? Because it would be more chances at security doors. Can't take an attic. Don't have the gems. The kennel, we just checked our security, or our detector shovel. And I don't know if the kennel would have our security keycard doors. I think maybe I take this one. It's gonna lose me a step, and I might not make it back to the break room if we do this. But this gets me, I think this is the best chance at us getting crates out of the way. So let's take it. Sure enough, it is a red room, but it's not the fucking name. Okay, all right, well. All right, there's a key in there. There's a key in there. But I sort of don't have steps anymore. Same plan as before. Take the dark room because security door could show up. And then if I take this, I'm not making it to the break room. I'm not making it back to the break room if I do this. Right? Unless I hightail it right now. If I don't go in the dark room, I could make it back to the break room. Okay. We'll take the dark room. And I can see if there's a security door. There is a security door. Okay, cool. So we got... Oh, we also got a powered darkroom, for what it's worth. I guess that's cool. All right, sure. Did we not get a powered darkroom? Oh, that's not how that works. Oh, that's right. We got the duct system powers up the draft, the door draft, but doesn't power up your the actual lights. That you still need the utility closet for that. Holy crap. Okay, nothing here has ducts. So I don't think I can necessarily help or hurt my chances by using dice here. So let's just take this one and see what we get. Whee! Okay, storeroom. There we go. That's the end of our draft. So there's no more doors to draft. We're not even an hour in here, and the draft is over. But of course, that's what happens when you lose that many steps. Let's see if we can make it to the break room. Let's see if we can do it. There's nothing else to be done, I don't think. I don't think there's anything we can try to do other than see if the game will let us get back to... I'm going to be there with 0 steps. So will it count that I was in the break room? We're going to at least do a little bit of science here to find out what the answer to this question is. But there it is. I think we're calling it a day in the break room. I think that counts, guys. I think we did it. You have used all your steps and must now call it a day. You push yourself. Have we gotten this message before? We have at least once, haven't we? You push yourself to the very edge of exhaustion and must now return to your campsite to get some rest. You can continue your search tomorrow. However, the house might be a little bit different. Yeah, okay. We know about that. We do know about that. So... our mid-sized Villa of Tomorrow. We did get a bunch of tomorrow rooms at least. So we're taking that curse with us into day 47. But I think we're just gonna do that day 47 like right now. Because I'm not ready to be... This is not where this can end. It cannot end here. So I almost never click this option, but we've done it recently, where we have saved and continued. So we're on to the next here, and this will probably also be a... I can't afford for this one to be an uber-duber long draft, but it will... So we may continue to be in speed draft mode here, at least for Akinar purposes. We're starting the day with 4 keys, and we do get a key card. Okay. So I'd like to do the same thing that I did before. Let's grab our gold. And let's see if we can get a shrine again. But in order to do that, or to do it safely, I'd like to get at least an inkwell first. So let's do just like we did to start the day. Let's get our draft going here. Okay, we could take a detector shovel. But I will take... Oh, but the chapel we're cursed. Dang it. We are still cursed. At least until maybe I overwrite that curse. So I would lose gem. The gem is the most important thing here that I would be losing. I like getting the doors, but I don't like losing the gem. Maybe I just take the coat check then? Question mark. This gets me more keys. I'll take the coat check. I'll take it. I don't want to draft that red room. Not yet. Such a weird, what a weird day 46, guys. In a game where it's all about the number 46. Did we do it justice? Do you think we did it? Did we do it? Give it its just desserts. This is funny because we draft a hallway, we get a key, but we lose a key. I still haven't talked about the drawing room. Maybe we should take the... I don't want to take the drawing room because it spends a gem. I think I'd rather take the hallway here. We'll take the hallway. I will briefly mention... Let's take a moment just to take a breather, and I will mention what I have. As I was going through, I guess I made it up to the drawing room. Maybe I made it up to the... I don't know, maybe I made it a little bit farther than the drawing room. Because I think I did read through some stuff like the drafting studio in my off-camera rereading of the room directory. So I think I at least read some of the ones in this set of rooms. But the drawing room. The drawing room. This talks about An unfinished sketch of your uncle sits on an easel in the middle of the room, providing a vivid image of what were presumably his final days, depending on when the project was abandoned. Now, I think probably the common sense reading of this is just the fact that, well, we don't know when the drawing took place. This sketch, whoever was making this sketch, we don't know when they were doing it. It could have happened, some years prior to his death. So when they say presumably his final days, it may not have been just before his death. But I also thought that maybe there is a second way you could read this. Presumably his final days, as in maybe it was not his final days. Maybe he's still alive. Why? What was the other piece of information that made me think that? Let me find it real quick here. Let me go to the office emails. Give me just a second to pull this up. Let's just go to pull up the notes on screen before I forget to show you guys like I did before. This episode has been so scuffed in many ways, but we're trying to progress nonetheless. Office number 24. That's what I'm looking for. What I was thinking is there is a letter or an email. These are the new emails. I want to go to the older emails here. The older emails have just before, let me see here. So there was an email from Ann Babbage on November 1st. That's like the week before we show up, right? And this is addressed to, it's from Ann Babbage to Sir, which has to be Herbert, doesn't it? She reports to Herbert. I don't think anyone else on the estate. It's his office email. She says, "Sir, you have not left me any instructions for the following week. And you know how I hate leaving critical plans up until the last minute. As soon as you decide on definite plans for the holidays, please pass a message on to me, either through Hartley, who is valeting for you this weekend, or if you absolutely insist, through this confounded electronic typewriter." Now, it once again could be that Ann Babbage happened to write a note to Herbert the week before or just a few days before he passed, right? That could have happened. Very easily could have happened. But it did make me wonder the fact that he had also left this a month earlier. He had left these changes to his will, right? His lawyers, presumably, writing him to say, "We wanted to let you know that the changes you requested to your will have been implemented and notarized. If your premonition, God forbid, should bear fruit, rest assured that your plans will be executed down to the last detail." His premonition. Did he have a premonition that he was going to die? And a premonition, not just that he was going to die, but one that he told to other people, at least his lawyers? Could he have also told this premonition to anyone else? Now, if he told it to Ann Babbage, she probably wouldn't have written this email. Because she would have probably, I don't know. If he had a premonition about dying very soon, I don't know. It feels like she would probably have a different tone here. All this is saying, I'm getting this idea of Herbert, right? He's this master puzzle guy, right? He wants to put together this massive project or puzzle of this estate for his nephew, his grandnephew, to solve. And now we know that his grandnephew ultimately is royalty. And he wants this grand scheme, or he's come up with this grand scheme, where he fakes his death. He makes it look like he has died, when in fact he's actually escaped. What if he has escaped and found his way to Mary? What if they are such in league with each other, but they had to keep these plans or their, his association with the heist and his allegiance to the Black Flag, he has to keep that under wraps as much as possible. He has to keep this public face of, I'm loyal to the red flag. But in reality, he wants to get out of Dodge and join Mary and join the outlaws. I don't know. and but also set things up so that his grandnephew can inherit things and become familiar with the fact that he is part of the royal lineage. Understand that, hey, you have not just an inheritance, you have a crown to bear. Could it be that Herbert somehow went through a giant maneuver to make it look like he was dead, when in fact, presumably his final days were not his final days? It was these email communications that just made me feel like, they were so soon before his death. And they weren't really, it didn't seem like he was sick. It didn't seem like he was on his deathbed. He was thinking about going on vacation, right? Well, his definite plans for the holidays, maybe those included him actually, and because Hartley's supposed to be valeting for him, right? What if Hartley was part of the getaway crew? Hartley helps him get out of town. I don't know if I fully formulated that theory there to where it made sense. Maybe it's completely out to lunch. Don't tell me one way or the other, but it's on my mind. It's on my mind. Okay, what else is on my mind? Let's get back into draft mode here. I'm gonna have to take a break in a moment just to stretch and everything, but we're off to a rip-roaring start, aren't we? As we always are. I want to get my hands on an observatory. That's the main goal right now. I don't need... I mean, a commissary is nice because it could get us gems. It is... I never want to necessarily turn down a commissary, but I do... The den gets us a gem, and it gets us more doors. I think I will lead with the den, because the commissary has a risk. There's a risk associated with it that we don't get the gems, and then we also just have the one door. I'm going to hold off on the commissary. Den first. And make sure we get that gem before I draft. But then I'll draft the corner. Okay, now... maybe I take the nursery, and we start off with a... Well, I could take the guy's bedroom, and that would be at least 2 dice to go to the outer room with. Maybe I'll do that, just in case we don't get an observatory here in short order. This will be our backup plan to try to get a shrine. It loses a step. Oh no, what are we going to do? After the events of yesterday... maybe I should be a little less flippant about having so many steps. Nothing could go wrong when you have so many steps, right? Oh shit, you've opened a cursed coffers. Okay, there's the observatory. Now we get to put that on lock. I wouldn't mind getting some more gems here, but the most important goal at the moment is just get a shrine. Get another shrine and see if we can overwrite this cursed nonsense. Get this cursed business out of here, man. I get my coin back for having... oh no, I didn't draft a shop, so I didn't lose a coin yet. Okay, back we go to... did that... the observatory did point the correct direction for what it's worth, but we're jumping right back to the outer room here. Because now we got the stuff that we need to make a shrine happen. My only worry is that if that cursed coffers box is open, the effigy is going to be back in the box, right? We're not going to automatically get cursed again. Correct? That's not how this is going to work. I'm going to trust that the game's going to be good to me. Okay, there's a shrine. Let's take it. Oh no, it's red. This is locked again. I'm not going to open that again, but it is red here. Does that mean I can't do the thing? No, shit. God damn it. Boo. All right. Well, you know what? While we're out here, why don't we go check out the tunnel? Because we did remove some boxes. I don't remember how many we did. Was it 3? Did we get 3 done? Let's see if the tunnel actually opened up anything new. Ah, fuck. We're cursed no matter what. We can't get our Blessing of the Monk today. We're going to have to wait for day 48. So, yeah, that's just... can't tell how the stupid cookie crumbles. Yo, what the hell? Was there a box up here before? I do not remember there being a crate this far up in the tunnel. Is this just where... There wasn't a box here before, was there? Am I crazy? Because at the very least, we could always see this clipboard. Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that, actually. No, we couldn't always see this clipboard, could we? We had to light the torches first. Okay. Well, one way or the other, I don't think we have removed enough boxes. Wow. The metal detector's going off. That did not happen before, because I don't think we had a metal detector. But also, yeah, we haven't moved enough boxes to actually go anywhere. But I can still see this coffin, question mark? Or, who knows? Maybe this is maybe this is the box that's in this note that we keep referring to. Maybe this is that. Could this be like a larger size version of this box? Crate, tomb, coffin? The metal detector's going off. The metal detector is reacting to something. Fascinating. I'm also kind of interested to check out our blue tents. We haven't actually looked at these things. We paid 400 gold for these suckers, and we haven't even got to look at them yet. Let's go check out our blue tents, guys, because we got to switch gears here. And lighten the mood a little bit. This game. Sometimes it is the best, and other times... well, you know. Other times... we do have some fancy blue tents. Would you look at that? Huh. Can I interact with anything? I think these are the same descriptive terms that were used before. I think this is the same as the start of the game. Feel free to let me know if there's something different here. The rules set forth in your uncle's great will. Luckily, however, your scouting skills have been put to good use to fabricate a very respectable offsite sleeping quarters. There doesn't seem there's no reference here to the upgraded blue tents, but there's a little swim bird over here. Did we have a swim bird before in our campsite? Also, don't look too closely, but it looks like there's like duplicate swim bird. I think there's duplicate swim bird plushies, and maybe even like a duplicate. I think the assets in this, or at least the suitcase asset, it looks like it's duplicated as well. I could be wrong about that, maybe not, but there's definitely a duplicate plushie that's been stacked one on top of the other. As my sister would say when we were playing the various FromSoft games, which are known for their jank in ragdolling and other certain parts of the world looking very silly. Don't look at it. Just don't look at it. Okay. Our blue tents are in place. And unfortunately, we have a curse that's also in place. So I suppose we try to just get another... we try to remove more crates. That's what we try to do, man. Because until otherwise... well, you know... yeah, we're here now. We're going to keep the draft rolling. We're going to keep the draft rolling because I am in a draft mood today. I do want to keep drafting. I think in this case, I will draft through the hallway. And I'll draft the corner, as I'm prone to do after I pick up what appears to be a coin. Oh, another key. Yo. Nice. There's a commissary. Will I take it here over a parlor? The parlor is the guaranteed gems. I think I'll take the guaranteed gems. And let's draft this door here. Now I can take a storeroom for even more gems. Seems fine to me. And fortunately, this time we have steps, so I can actually go into the room to get all my stuff. Swimbird. Okay, another logic game here, which we will dive into. Oh, there's a magnifying glass here as well. Cool. Ah, there we go. There's another reason not to take the commissary, question mark. Because we already got our special order. But we will start the logic game here after I take my break. Okay, let's take a look here at, I guess, the box that has the shortest statement, which is the black box. This box contains the gems. That's a simple enough statement. It could be true, it could be false. So let's presume that it is true. Let's presume that it's true. The blue box has a true statement. Okay, if that is, well, this would have to be false, right? This would have to be false, which would mean that the blue box has a false statement. The empty boxes both have true statements. Well, I think we have a contradiction, right? Because we said, let's presume this is true, which makes these two the empty boxes. And we said, no, wait a second. Hold on. Maybe we don't have a contradiction. The empty boxes both have true statements. Aha, we don't, because this would be a false statement, right? The empty boxes both have false statements. So this one is false. The blue box has a true statement. And this one is false as well. That's not a contradiction. Now, what about if we say that this one is false? I think then we get, well, maybe we don't get a contradiction. I don't know. Because if this is false, then one of these boxes contains the gems. Okay. If this is false, then what would that make this statement? The empty boxes both have true statements. Well, now we have a false statement here. This would have to be false because we said this one was false. Hold on, make sure I'm getting this straight here. I said this one was false, which means it's an empty box. That's the important part. So that means that this statement has to be false. The empty boxes both have true statements. One of them already has a false statement. So this one also becomes false. What does that make this one? This one has to be true. Now we have a contradiction. The blue box has a true statement. That's obviously false, if all these other things are true. So I think that means the black box has to have the gems. Now, I'm not like 100% sure of that. Do I need to like go through this one more time? Presume that the white box is true. The blue box has a true statement. Presume that that's true. And then the empty boxes both have true statements. We don't know yet if that one is true or not. But if this one is true, this box contains the gems. I feel like I'm probably overcomplicating, and I should just go with my first instinct here, because these are definitely getting trickier. We're definitely in the very tricky, and you have to be very particular about your logic. We're in that territory when it comes to the parlor game. Okay, let me just walk through this slowly. The blue box has a true statement. We're assuming that that's true, which means that this also has to be true, which means this has to be false, right? In order for these things to be logically consistent. So if this is false, one of these boxes contains the gems. But we also said that the blue box had to be true, right? The blue box had to be true, which means that the white box and the blue box are true, which means the black box has to be false. But that means it's empty, which means that this statement here cannot be true. The empty boxes, like the black box, both have true statements. That's false, because this one has a false. So this has to be false. The white box has to be false. So the blue box has to be a false statement. These both have to be false, which means the black box has to be true. This has the gems. Just pick the black box and take your gems, because logic wins every time it's tried. What are we up to now? Are we getting close to 40, guys? Are we getting close to that wonderful 40 trophy? We'll see. I guess I'll take a chapel, because, I don't know. I just don't want to be down to one door here. But I do have the inkwell online. The inkwell is online, so maybe I should just take the commissary. Okay, I'll take the commissary, and we have an inkwell. I don't love the idea of spending stars, but this will be fine. Everything will be just fine. Because we have gems as well. Ah, okay, interesting. So, just because you have a special order doesn't mean that you're going to be forced to have... I think I got this idea in my head because of the way that we did one particular day. It's been so long now, I don't remember what the order of events was, but I had like a metal detector that I bought in the shop, I think, and then I went and I traded in at the trading post with the metal detector. But then I came back to the commissary thinking I could buy another metal detector, and it was still sold out. I feel like that somehow gave me the impression that if I did a special order but then got that item in another part of the house, then I would already have it here on sale in the commissary because of the special order. I don't know. I got some weird idea in my head that I don't think actually is the case. Whatever the case may be, do I want to spend 15 more coins to get gems? I think so. Yeah. We get so many coins, just get all the gems. And, oh, there's some coins hiding over here. Look at that. They already gave me some coins back. See what I was saying? We just get coins. Now all we need is doors. We got a key card. We just need doors. No door shall stand in our way, so long as we get one. If we could, I would like a door that leads to a laboratory or a security room at some point. That would be ideal. But for now, I'll take my den and another gem. Okay. There's my security room. Yay. Yay, beautiful. They are giving us something in the security room, and it is coins. Presumably from our detector shovel. Hey, look at this. It's been so long since we came to security. It's been forever. Yo, there's a trunk that I missed. Was the trunk in the... It's not counting the cursed coffers, is it? I think it might be counting the cursed coffers, because I did not see... There was no trunk here in the den, right? I could have walked by a very obvious trunk somewhere, considering my history with noticing very obvious things in rooms. But I'm going to say that that's counting the cursed coffers as a trunk. And that we don't actually want to open that today. That is a trunk we don't want to open ever again. Okay, experiment time. Could we get lucky again with our crates? You want to show me the crates? Oh, we might have staff announcements as well. So let's check all the things here. Staff announcements. No new announcement just yet. Okay. But special order. We do the special order. We do the thing. Because it doesn't hurt us if we just get lucky and get a magnifying glass. Otherwise. Remote. And laboratory. Go. Go, 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 go. Did I choose a color yet? I don't think I chose a color for the Banner of the King today. I don't know if it matters. I don't know. We probably want it to be blue, honestly. If we're... Because we don't want to take the colored rooms today because of the curse. And we kind of want blue rooms for rank 8. When we take all the blue rooms on rank 8 for our blue tents. Experiment setup. Let's go. Crates, 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 crates. Not today. We could do the aquariums thing. Get a whole bunch of stars. We could do it. Maybe we do that. Although the curse is, that would be bad. This would not be the day to go ham with the aquariums, would it? So, all right, well then this probably doesn't matter. Just set our dice to 2 and use our dice as often as possible. Gain 1 key for every 30 steps you have. I don't think we're going to need that. And each time you find trash. Huh. I think I'll go for the fireplaces. I already chose 2 dens. It sucks when you've taken 2 of your most common rooms out right away. But I don't want to be drafting. I mean, if we draft shops, it's not that big a deal. And we could, this is the thing, we could pick yellow, right? As our banner of the king. Draft all the shops. But it doesn't really matter all that much. So I'll just go with the trash. I'll just go with trash. This one doesn't matter. Almost at no experiment matters to me if we don't get the crates. I'm just so like, I'm so over it. Nothing even matters. Do we need the garage? I don't think so. I'll take a break room. Break room over garage, I think. Just keep giving me doors. I will see what this door has to offer, though, first. Laboratory after we already started an experiment. I'll put the spare master bedroom here, and we can come back to that. I think? Yeah. Or we can just keep drafting from it now. I'm cool with the idea, though, of just going up the west wing first. Get to rank 8, and maybe then we set our banner to blue. And try to draft all the rank 8 rooms. Get all those blue memos. Lose a step, but no big deal. I do see coins there, I think, on the table. Not in a rush to get those, though. Oh, yeah, we have tennis shoes as well. Okay. We've gotten to do 2 parlor games and 2 break room games in one episode. Has that ever happened before? Probably. 19 minus 11 is 8. Just a regular math puzzle here. No fancy squares or back and forth divide square shenanigans. 19 minus 11 is 8. Times 3 is 24. Divided by 12 is 2. All right, there's our square. 1, but it's 1 squared. 1 squared. Oh my God, what's that? Times 3 is 3. Times 10 is 30. Divided by 15 is 2. All right, this one looks more fun. After each division, I'm sorry, multiplication, we square. So 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 4 is 1. Then we go times 3 to get 3, and then we square it to get 9. Then we multiply. Oh, interesting. We actually, it's not going to make it this complicated. I was thinking we multiply by 2 to get 18, and then we square 18? They're not going to do that to us, are they? I don't think they're requiring us to use a calculator for any of this stuff. Let's keep this simple. I must be misunderstanding the rules a little bit. Because I thought, no, it is, you do combine the 2 steps, don't you? If they're on the same order of operations at the same, ring in the dartboard, I think you actually combine those. You do the multiplications here before you do the single squaring operation at the end. So let's walk through this again. 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 4 is 1. Then you just have times 3 times 2 to get to 6. Then you square it and get 36, and then you divide by 6 to get back to 6. That's the simpler answer. Silver key. Okay, when I have 6 keys already, the silver key does give me a little bit more flexibility. I'm fine with it now. So let's keep going. Get my singular coin. Coins are never a problem, guys. Never, ever, ever. Drawing room now, just for the door. or corridor because it's basically the same as a drawing room. And it doesn't cost you a gem. Or I could redraw here because I kind of would like to get a door that goes upward. I think with so many, like we have an experiment that's going to give us dice, theoretically, when we dig, right? That's what I did. The drawing room would have been one of those fireplace rooms. But I think I'm going to redraw here. Classroom. Okay, fine. It's a door that points upward. That's really what I want. I don't need the workshop. So we go classroom. Don't love spending the gem, but I got 14 of it. It's fine. Any other items hanging around the grade 1 classroom? We keep it going. Now I'll take the corridor, but we have a redraw. I mean, I'm okay just basically shooting for rank 8. And we can use our redraws at rank 8 to try to fill out rank 8. Or maybe get, like using a silver key when we get to rank 8. Now that might be tricky with the fact that the silver key gives you so many 4-door rooms, but there aren't that many blue 4-door rooms that aren't like the Mechanarium or the Chamber of Mirrors. Free and open 4-way rooms that are blue are hard to come by. One way or the other, though, I'll take the corridor here. I'm not going to worry too much about it. It does cost us a key. I forgot about that. So, yeah, you get an unlocked door at the end, but it's going to cost you in the meantime. Maybe the detector shovel, though, gives us one right back. Maybe. First step is actually seeing the thing. There it is. Not a key. But also, oh, wow, there's a Mechanarium. That is not a room I want to draft here. But I think, I was just thinking through for a second the actual rules of the Mechanarium. It would just give us a door to the left because we have the security room, and then the Mechanarium would be, it opens its own door, and then I think the security door would open the door here. I don't remember if it's, I think it starts clockwise, or it goes clockwise from the door that you enter. So it wouldn't be the worst if I didn't have the courtyard or the observatory here, which already do kind of the same thing. The observatory would give me twin trunks in addition to a second inkwell. Or I just take the courtyard because it has dig sites. That's actually the pick, isn't it? Courtyard, we break even on gems because we lose a gem or drafting the courtyard, so that's fine. Courtyard is fine here. And it gets us a trunk. Nice. So now, let's see what happens here. If there's dice here, maybe I will dig later. Okay, it gives me keys. So now we can dig without any reservation, at least one dig site. If we get trash on the first and we get a couple dice, then we probably draft our door before we dig up the next site. But no trash just yet because we do have a detector shovel. I picked the wrong experiment, didn't I? This is never going to proc. Maybe not never, but a detector shovel is so much less likely to pick up trash for you. I did not think about that. Oh well. Like I said, the experiment doesn't matter. We already have an inkwell anyways. What am I crying about? Crying over nothing here, man. I'm not going to use my silver key on the wall. I can afford the West Wing Hall. Cost me a key, but it's fine. Unusual and rare rooms. Now is when we might want to switch our color to blue. Because our cursed mode... It's not the worst restriction, but we are We would like to not have to draft rooms that lose us resources if we can. Unusual and rare rooms. Do I want to take that on? Because if I do that, I'm getting the rarer blue rooms, which, you know, there's good ones like the attic and the vault. Well, the vault's whatever. I really don't want dead-end blue rooms. I'd like blue rooms that get me farther along rank 8. But I don't know if this is worth a redraw here. I think I just settle for the solarium because it'll have a dig site at least, right? I'll take the solarium and whatever that does to our buff situation. I can afford the gem, I guess. For a second, I was like, oh, we dug up trash. No, it's a broken lever because you can dig up the broken lever. Who buries these things, man? Who does this? We're, the key situation here, we do have to keep an eye on. There's a dining room. And I almost forgot the advice that I was going to dig, which is changing my, it'd be funny to trap the foyer to unlock all the hallway doors because you'd still be using keys to draft those hallways. But I need to turn on the blue flag, the banner of the king blue buff. We'll take the dining room here, but I think this is the moment to go blue. I think. It just makes too much sense when we're right here at rank 8. That's what we do. So, let's draft to rank 8. Let's see what we get. And if we can keep getting doors that lead us to other parts of rank 8, then I'll settle for taking a music room. Let's do it. And we will see, maybe for the first time, a blue memo. We get our dining room proc as well. A secret garden key. Hidden blue memo, huh? There's a chair missing here, isn't there? Aren't the... Oh, there's actually a couple chairs missing. Oh, are they? Unless they're always missing, and I've just never noticed before. But these rows are not evenly distributed here. Okay, it said on... It says on here, a hidden blue memo. Each blue room you draft on the 8th rank will contain a hidden blue memo. Where is that hidden blue memo? I was thinking that you would probably have to dig it up. And so maybe I do need to walk around the room and see if there are places to dig. But when I saw the chair missing, I thought, oh, they're just taking the chair away so I can dig instead. But then this spot showed up as well. A hidden blue memo. Not this thing, is it? We've looked at this before. I still don't know what this means. I don't know what it means. I have a magnifying glass, but I think I've looked at this with a magnifying glass before. And I don't see anything hidden. Denoted in verse. Denoted in verse. Now, we're playing blueprints. Wordplay is important. Inverse? Inverse? Are they trying to say inverse? Something about this being inverted would be important? I did see this in my notes review. When I was looking at notes off camera the other day, I did see this note and I wondered about inverse. And I was thinking about reversing the letters in these words. Would that make any sense? It didn't make sense to me. I don't see anything that immediately pops out as reversing these letters doesn't give you a phrase that's meaningful. That's not a hidden blue memo, guys. We've seen that before. Where's my hidden blue memo? What am I missing here? Is there actually... There's only one set of lights that is actually lit. Do I need... Is there a secret switch here? That's I mean, maybe it's always like that. Maybe it's always been this way. It's just this set of lights here that's on, and the other two are off. But it's the first time I've noticed it. Because now I'm actually looking around the room trying to think, where is my hidden blue memo? We're on rank 8. We're on rank 8 in a blue room. Am I overlooking something just glaringly obvious? It does say hidden blue memo. I don't know where it's hidden. I'm gonna have to go around and check to see if anything is interactable in this room that I've not noticed before. Can I click or press any of these pedals on the piano or the harp? Any of the piano keys? I've talked about the mist fireplace. The mist keyboard in the rocket ship that you play. Bum, 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 bum. That's totally off key, but that was my best. Dun, 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 dun. That's the in-key mist sequence. But that didn't get me a blue memo. So I don't know. I'm not liking these. I spent 400 gold for this. I spent 400 gold for this? What the fuck? What am I missing, guys? Let's draft another blue room. I'm missing something here. Do I use my silver key here? It wouldn't be like... it wouldn't be the best spot to draft a chamber of mirrors, but it also wouldn't be the worst spot either, because I do have the door or the room right below it that I could draft. If I use the silver key combined with the buff for blue rooms, the Mechanarium is going to be another one that wants to probably show up. But I have rerolls, right? I do have rerolls. Do I use my silver key here? I'm going to risk it, I think. I'm going to risk it. If it gives me a chamber of mirrors, I might take it. I might take it. Okay, didn't do any of those. So we can settle for a drawing room, because that continues our way across rank 8, and it gets us a gem back. And maybe it has a hidden blue memo, but now I'm starting to doubt I'm starting to think there was some false advertising. I'm feeling like maybe I got hoodwinked into wasting 400 gold. Waste is a, you know, did you really waste it when it was already going to be gone by the end of the day? Here's another lit lamp. But there is a lit lamp over on this side as well. Get our gem. Hidden blue memo. Where's the hidden blue memo? Also, why is this spelled out 6? Have I talked about this on camera before? But I have noticed this when I've been perusing my notes. The rest of the this might be something to think about at some point. Maybe we'll think about it a little bit right now. Cat laser brain getting sidetracked, but it's not really a sidetrack, because these are the things you have to think about as you're going through this game. But what I was going to try to find was red letter. Oh, it's not in that document. Red letter. So we have red letter 8 from the office, but it's the sideways 8. We also have, this is the one from the drawing room. It's spelled out 6. The rest of these aren't spelled out, though. In the normal pattern is not to spell them out. We have a printed 2. We have a printed 5. Maybe you could make the argument that it's handwritten. But it's not spelled out. It's just the numeral. Now, you do have something a little different with the number 4 from the boudoir. Why is the number 4 kind of like this special embossed font, outlined font with a circle around it? That's also different. That feels like that's got to be a clue, but I don't know how I make use of that. But I do wonder the fact that this letter here is spelled out 6 could it relate to the castle puzzle? 6 adds 6. 6 adds 6. Is there anything in this letter that would make sense to 6 adds 6, tor lor et? This was the letter from Herbert to Mary. April 15th. The events of the past year have catapulted you into a world you may not have been ready for. Time rips through our lives. I know your principal concern has always been Simon. You didn't need to confide in me yesterday for me to realize that fact. I will take full responsibility to ensure that regardless of how your current project pans out, Simon is shielded from any fallout and, God forbid, repercussions. I, of course, write you all this in the hope that I can set your mind at peace when imagining worst-case scenarios. Few apprehensions, fewer fears. You should be reunited with Simon again before his 10th birthday. That didn't quite work out, right? While 2 years might seem like an eternity to a mother, I've always heard the days pass by more quickly in the East. Oh. Well, there is the word East there. Tor lor et. As for me and you, I've already come to terms that our meeting yesterday was very likely our last. Too attached to it. He does say I'm too old and stubborn to ever leave this place. So that would kind of go against my theory that he somehow faked his death so he could escape. Oops. That cycled around. Too attached to the home, room by room. Strong premonition. I have a strong premonition. I will be buried in red soil under red flags. He uses the word premonition just like was in that office email from his lawyers. If your premonition proves to be true, I have a strong premonition. I will be buried in red soil under red flags. Huh. Been a joy watching you grow up and getting to know you. I know she'd feel the same bittersweet pride I feel now. Following in your father's footsteps and making the same sacrifices he did. Farewell, we may yet meet again. Why is it spelled out 6? And is Herbert actually dead? And also, where's my goddamn blue note? Somebody tell me, where is this thing? I actually haven't looked too thoroughly yet. Maybe it's just right in front of my face. Let's just look around. Okay, what is the deal here? I would have thought that there would be a place to dig, and maybe I'm not checking thoroughly enough for places to dig. I do have a detector shovel, correct? I'm so already befuddled by draw. It says blue memo, doesn't it? It does say blue memo. How exactly is this hidden? Where is the blue memo hidden? What am I? Oh, God. I am absolutely frustrated sometimes when this sort of thing happens. When there is, especially when, you know, I know that you all know what's going on. And it's like, I want to know what the heck, what have I done wrong? There's something that the game, it almost feels like the game is taunting me, right? Like the game, I did this thing, I got the blue 10s, and now I'm not actually being rewarded for it. That's the dopamine system saying, what the hell's going on here? I can't use my special key, just regular key. Regular key. I guess I'm taking the pool. I could redraw. I would like to get a room that goes across to the rest of rank 8. I don't have any antechamber doors open at the moment. But I do have a redraw, right? Because this is a drawing room. Let's just redraw. Freezer. Yeah, I'm about ready to call it a day. So maybe we take the freezer. Go back to the break room and we're done. I mean, I'm almost kind of at that point because I'm not getting, like, at least I was like, okay, we're cursed. We don't get the blessing of the monk, but we can still get to rank 8 and we can read blue memos. That'll be fun. That'll be fun when we get to read our blue memos. Fuck it, I'm taking a freezer. Screw it. I'm done with this day. Get me out of here. I don't think there's anything we can get from the freezer other than maybe somehow I solved this hidden blue memo mystery. But I doubt it, because probably the blue memo is hidden behind this ice, which I can't thaw out at the moment. Hidden blue memo. What the junk? Is it really not buried somewhere? Am I just barely missing the spot to dig, like when I was walking by the spot to dig in the laundry room? Am I just barely not looking in the right place? Or is this, or are these, was the blue tents, were they just a scam? Because I feel scammed right now, guys. I kind of feel scammed. And I'm kind of feeling like I might be done with this game for the day. All right. We still have our thing in the dining room, so let's draft from here, because if I get an elbow, I want it to go... I'm more likely to get an elbow than get a straight through, I think. Out of gems at the moment. we could re-roll everything with our frozen gems. I can't take an aquarium, so I got to redraw here. And a gallery. Lol. Am I just calling it a day here? I think there's a door through the courtyard still, so I do just take a gallery. I don't want to spend stars. I don't want to spend stars. Oh, I still have the door through the master bedroom, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get our hands on a furnace at this point, but we could get a sauna still. Except I can't draft a pool because I froze my gems, so we might be screwed, guys. This might be all she wrote. I guess we can maybe make our way into... I didn't mean to pick up the coins. I meant to pick up the key. Maybe we can make our way into room 8. And maybe there will be a hidden memo in room 8 somehow. I don't know. I don't know, guys. The hell if I know. Because I know nothing anymore. I don't know where I can get my blue memos. I may not feel like uninstalling the game, but I don't really... I'm honestly a little bit pissed right now. I'm salty that my blueprints, I've been scammed. Or my blue tents have scammed me. I don't like it. Give me my stupid steps. I don't care if I have a showroom or not, just give me my steps. Give me my steps that I'm not even going to use. This game can be something else sometimes. Not getting crates removed anymore. Everything is just awesome. Everything is awesome. Everything is frozen when you take the freezer. Everything is frozen. There are blue memos. There are blue memos or blue words on some of the memos in these rooms. But I don't think that's what they were talking about. I don't think that's what they meant. That ain't it. That ain't it, Chief. What am I even going for here? I don't know. I don't even know anymore. I can't do a dang thing, guys. Except just keep on drafting. Just keep on drafting. Something will happen. Eventually, something will come to me. Some idea will pop into my head of what I'm supposed to do. Maybe. Because I feel like this draft is wrapped up. Nothing else to be done. That is how I am feeling at the moment. Because like I said, we cannot get a sauna. And the chances that we actually get a furnace at this point are going to be pretty slim if we don't get a... What's the room I'm thinking of? A compass would be nice. I'll take a compass. The room I'm thinking of is a boiler room. A boiler room could get us a furnace. So that's about the only hope we have to keep our draft going. But it could happen, you know, when we've got a... What am I thinking of? When we have this buff to blue rooms. It could happen. It's possible. I could get myself dice here, potentially, with trash. Could happen. Dovecoat! Alright. That's what I was hoping for. Or do I take... No, I'll take the reading nook here, actually. Never mind. Reading nook gets us another library. Sure. And a key for what it's worth. I'm so upset about the fact that our blue rooms on rank 8 aren't doing anything. Oh, you're gonna give me a treasure map now, huh? You're gonna give me a freaking treasure map after I froze my assets. You funny game. You're so silly. There's a blue R. There is a blue R on this memo. Where are my hidden blue memos, guys? Don't answer that. I don't know. Maybe I need an answer. Maybe I need someone to answer it for me. My package has been delivered. Oh, we're saved. I forgot we did the mailroom. We've been saved, guys. Everything is fine. I'll do one redraw here. There's a boiler room. Okay. There is a boiler room. Now, the problem is... slight problem is that I have no gems. Just a minor little difficulty that we can probably get over. Except not in this case. All right, I'm not gonna spend any more stars. This is it, guys. This is all it's gonna happen. Let's see if we can get some tomorrow rooms, and we're not getting any more doors on rank 8 today. It's just, but do I even want them? Do I even want them at this point? Screw you, rank 8, and you can keep your blue rooms. I don't even want them. I don't even want those stupid things. Keep them to yourself. Pointless freaking 400 gold blue tents. I take it all back. I'm uninstalling this game right now. Right this very second, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I don't even care anymore. There's nothing else to be said. It's all ogre, man. Die. That's what I picked up. A die. There's a treasure here, right? Was it this room or was it the classroom? Was it not here? Or was it here? It was here, okay. But I'm just gonna, it's just gonna be wasted. You know what? Hold on. We're not gonna dig yet. Just the last little bit of min-maxing that I'm gonna do here is we're gonna go to the Spearmaster bedroom and see if we get a furnace. That's it. It's not gonna happen, but you never know. But then once we have that out of the way, then we can say our draft is done. Once we've concluded, yeah, okay. I can take a laboratory, except I can't, because I have no freaking... I'm not gonna take a mailroom today when my draft is over. Right? Although I could say that I don't want the mailroom because it'll just clog up my draft for the next day. Take it now. And because it never gives you anything good anyways. That's not true. That's not true. Ooh, chamber of mirrors. Boom. Easiest chamber of mirrors of my life. Dark room. Yeah. Chamber of mirrors does nothing for me. So I gotta take a dark room. Ha! Can't steal my gems. That is funny. The gems And coins resist the curse. It tried to take them, but they're frozen. They cannot be withdrawn. Ha 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 ha. There's a dove coat in here. Does it show me which one spins? Okay, so that's the dove coat, right? So we don't want that. This might be a tomorrow room, but it's probably not. But it's the only room that I'm interested in taking here, so I'll take it. We get a planetarium! Can you believe it? All right. But I also have a break room already, so... The planetarium is gonna get ignored again. Probably. Probably. There's a die in there, but I don't need it at this point because there's no more rooms to draft. Wow. Is this... This has got to be record time, right? Have we... I don't think we've ever done 2 drafts in less than 2 hours. Am I correct? I think I'm looking at the correct clock here. What the heck? I'm in a mood today, guys. I am in a mood. But at least we got a half decent freezer, I guess. So when this curse is actually gone, when this curse is out of here, we can get back to the proper business of things. But I think that is where we're going to wrap up this installment of Blueprints. I don't think there's anything else I want to do today. I am not in the mindset, like we could use some of this quote-unquote extra time to review notes, but I'm just not in a mindset to do that. I'm not in a mindset to peruse notes today and try to decode a Rajan notes by Lady Epson's tomb. That kind of a thing is just not what my brain can wrap itself around today. And I've already had enough setbacks from what I was trying to do in the first place to want to proceed any further. But I'm just doing my due diligence here to see if there might be... We do have a magnifying glass. Would I want to check out another copy of a new clue? Maybe we should do that, because you're probably never done with a new clue. At least we're done with the gallery. That part I can smile about. We could look a little bit more. We have steps, so why don't we just... I did maybe just a half premature wrap up, but like we can look around just a little bit more at these rooms in rank 8, because man, I'm like, I don't want to let this go. I don't want to let it go. What am I missing? Rank 8. Hidden blue. I feel like I'm not missing... I feel like I'm not missing anything obvious. But, like, maybe there's a chair that I could interact with. That I didn't try to do something with. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. And I don't think I'm looking for a nudge just yet. Maybe I'll need a nudge. Maybe you all know better and know me enough now to know that I'm gonna need a nudge. But I also am so... This feels like this should just be such a... Oh, I don't know. I had it in my mind that it was gonna be a straightforward thing. Like, if it's hidden, it's not gonna be hidden that tough, or that... They're not gonna make it so difficult to find the blue memo that I paid 400 smackers for. They're not gonna do that to me, will they? Sure enough, they did. Does this chair have anything to do with it? This was highlighted in the Alzara cutscene. Is this the location of the secret blue memo? God damn it. What if it's actually invisible? That would be the ultimate conundrum. How do you deal with a stinking invisible blue memo? Where would this be? Where would they possibly... Would it be like hidden among or next to the artwork? I would... The artwork wouldn't have anything to do with it, would it? Hidden blue memo. I mean, for all I know, this could be just another aquarium situation. There might be a very obvious X right smack dab in like the middle of this room. And by X, I mean massive blue memo that I am just walking right past. Could very well be the case. I'd like to think, guys, that I'm not that blind. I know it's a blind playthrough, but I don't think I'm this blind, am I? Famous last words. Okay, all right. I gave it one more go. I gave it one more effort. Blue memo, like I could see in here in the freezer, this would definitely be a place where a blue memo could blend in with the blue crates and just kind of the blue aura of the freezer. Like this would be, if this were the only blue room I drafted, then I could totally see myself looking back and editing later and like, oh, the blue, it was in that blue crate right there. How did you miss it? But I don't think that's what we're dealing with here. I think there's some other shenanigans going on that I don't understand yet. Like there's some wordplay or something here. Tents fit for a prince. Sturdy construction, steel stakes, and scouting rope included. Permanently unlocked. Added to the campsite. It doesn't make any sense logically why having blue tents out at your campsite would unlock blue memos when you draft rank 8. Why? Why would that make any sense? It does also say permanent changes do not reset each day, but I think that goes for each of these, right? Yeah, you've got each of these rooms that you unlock, and they're permanent additions. Now, not all of them have that little, huh. I don't know if this is just an oversight, probably, but not every, I guess, permanently. But it says permanently unlocked here, but it doesn't have the permanent changes do not reset each day on the gemstone cavern. Why is that omitted from the orchard and the cavern, but not the path, the grotto, the tents, and the satellite dish? Well, not really. That's also a little bit different. I don't know. There's some differences there that probably are just slight oversights, but I feel like I've been I've been duped, man. I've been led down the primrose blue tents path, and I don't know what to do about it. So that is where, as I said before, we will wrap up this installment of Blueprints. Thank you guys for hanging out with me until the end of this rather abbreviated video for our normal circumstance here on the estate. And especially, like, one draft in this amount of time would be kind of like a world record for me, let alone 2 drafts that are kind of like reasonable length. It's not like we got dead-ended on rank 2 or something on each one of them. The previous one was kind of short, but we still managed to get 3 crates out of the way, I suppose. I don't think there's anything else I can do here. I don't think I'm going to call it a day in the planetarium. We're at 50 stars as we speak, so we're already in Inkwell territory. Let's just give ourselves that. Oh, we could think about code checking something. And do I code check that detector shovel again? Or a treasure map? I could give myself a treasure map. Why don't we do that? Let's treasure map it. But I am excited at some point. I really hope. I was so excited to get to doing the Blessing of the Monk today. And so that's really the reason I've been most salty, is that we didn't get to do the thing that my expectations were held high for. But it will come soon enough. We know what we want to do. We've I think done the sleuthing or realized what needs to be realized when it comes to the treasure trove, or the true treasure of the trove, that it is indeed not in the house, but also in the treasure trove. And that conundrum, I think, has an answer to it. If only we can get our hands on a Blessing of the Monk. We will try to do that. We will try to do that when we reach day 48. My goodness. This game sometimes. It certainly is an adventure. No matter what. No matter if you end up with an architect's jigsaw house of tomorrow. I feel like I was twisted into a jigsaw. My hopes and expectations were, at least. This shrine. This goddamn shrine. I don't know if we're ever going to do cursed mode on the channel or not. I am a completionist. I love to do all the things, but yeah, we'll see about doing that. We'll see if that's one of those trophies we get around to. But we are trying Blessing of the Monk, treasure trove stuff. Hopefully, we will be pushed in the right direction on day 48. I don't know what we're going to do about this blue tent situation. I will also be continuing to do some notes review, which maybe I will make a video for. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, guys. There's so much to do in this game, and I'm hoping we can continue to make progress. We have hit some important milestones, but it does seem like there's still some important ones right there in front of us. This treasure trove, I want to figure it out. And I'm hoping we can make some room for that on day. Point us in the right direction, please. No more curses. I'm done with them all. Thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.